My name is James Harper. I've been a police dispatcher for almost 12 years. In that time, I've handled just about every call you can imagine. Lost pets, violent disputes, fires, you name it. You develop a thick skin and a steady voice because on the other end of the line, someone's life might depend on you keeping your cool. But there's one call that still plays in my head every night. A call that changed everything for me. It was a Tuesday. Quiet shift so far. Midnight had rolled past and most of the city was asleep. Then, at exactly 3:14 a.m., the phone rang. I picked it with the same line I've said thousands of times. 911, what's your emergency? At first, there was silence. That kind of heavy, suffocating silence that makes you lean in closer, waiting for something, anything to happen. Then I heard her, a girl's voice, trembling.
Hello.
She whispered, voice shaky and unsure. This is 911. Are you safe? I asked, my training kicking in. Can you tell me your name? She hesitated. Lily, she said quietly, her voice breaking. Please, you have to help me. There's blood everywhere. My hand froze over the keyboard. Are you hurt, Lily? Where are you right now? I'm in my house, she said. But it's not me, it's my brothers. I think they're... She trailed off, sobbing quietly. I think they're dead. A chill ran down my spine. Okay, Lily, I need you to stay calm. Can you tell me where your house is? She gave me the address, and I typed it in quickly, dispatching the patrol unit. Her breathing became more rapid, as if she were on the edge of panic. Can you tell me what happened? I asked, trying to keep her talking. I heard something, she stammered. Footsteps. I thought it was Mom coming home, but her voice dropped to a whisper. It wasn't Mom. It was dark. It was... She paused, breathing hard. I don't know what it was, but it's in here. My heart began to race. Where are you now? I asked urgently. I'm hiding, she whispered. Under my bed, I can't come out, I'm so scared. Stay where you are, I said. My voice steadied despite the growing unease. The police are on their way. Just stay quiet, okay? You're doing great. But then, I heard something. Something that made my blood run cold. There was a strange shift in her voice. Her breathing had slowed, but not in a calm way. It was as if she was trying to suppress something. Something darker. What's happening now, Lily? I asked, trying to keep control. She was silent for a long moment before she spoke again. This time, her voice barely audible. It's here. It's in the room with me. My stomach dropped. What do you mean? What do you mean it's in the room? I can feel it, she whispered, the fear in her voice rising. It's standing there, waiting. I don't know what it is. It's not a person. It's something else. Lily, stay calm. Are you sure it's not just your imagination? I asked, trying to rationalize, but something in her tone didn't sit right. No, she gasped, panic creeping back into her voice. I can hear it breathing. I don't want to look. I can't move. I think it's looking at me. Lily, stay calm. What is it doing now? I pressed, my voice strained but steady. She didn't answer at first, then spoke again, her voice trembling with a mixture of confusion and dread. It's scratching, like claws? It's scratching at the floor, at the walls. It's coming closer. I could feel my heart pounding in my ears. Lily, is there any way to lock the door? Is your room locked? I don't know, she whispered. I don't know if it can get in. I don't know if it can get me. I clenched my fist, forcing my voice to stay level. Lily, I need you to focus. Can you hear anything else? Any sounds? Anything that might get done? She hesitated, then spoke again, this time in a broken whisper. It's knocking things over. I think it's angry. It's trying to find me. My mind raced, trying to piece everything together. Lily, I need you to tell me exactly what's happening. Then suddenly a loud crash cut her off. The sound of something heavy falling, followed by frantic breathing. Her voice returned, but it was different, distant, and hollow. I didn't mean to, she whispered. And then, just like that, the call disconnected. The tension in the air was palpable as I listened to the officer's updates, which came minutes after the call. I stayed glued to the radio, my mind racing, desperate to know what had happened. With each word that crackled through the speaker, a knot formed in my throat. Dispatch, this is Officer Miller. We've entered the house. The first thing we noticed was the smell. It's metallic, heavy, unmistakable. Blood. It's everywhere, he said, his voice trembling. I froze, my stomach twisting. My heart pounded in my chest, loud and deafening in my ears. Jesus, what else do you see? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. There were 2 kids. 2 boys, probably under 10. They were in their beds. Dead, dispatch. No signs of a struggle, but there's blood everywhere. The blankets, the toys on the floor, all stained, he reported, his voice tight with disbelief. I swallowed hard, hearing the faint sounds of something being moved in the background. And the girl, Lily? We're looking, but we haven't found her. Her bed's empty. The bedroom closet is open, but it's empty too. No sign of her anywhere. No signs of a struggle. There was a pause, heavy with the weight of their words. I could hear the distant sound of boots on the floorboards, furniture being shifted. She has to be here somewhere. She couldn't have gone far, I said, trying to convince myself. Keep searching, thoroughly. Check everything. There was another long silence before Officer Miller spoke again, his voice shaking. Dispatch, you're not going to believe this. There's something on the walls, in blood. My pulse quickened. What does it say? It's writing. It says, I'm sorry. Over and over again, all over the walls. I felt a chill crawl up my spine, spreading like ice through my veins. What the hell? Keep looking for her. She's only 13. She can't have gone far. Dispatch, we've looked everywhere. No footprints outside, no signs of forced entry. It's like she vanished. Just vanished. My mind raced as I tried to process what I was hearing. How could she have disappeared like that? There were no signs of anyone leaving, no traces of her presence outside. It was as if she had evaporated into thin air. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was something wrong, something much darker at play here than just a missing girl. The hours dragged on. I couldn't shake the feeling of something being off. It wasn't just Lily's call anymore. It was everything. The silence that hung in my small office. The unease gnawing at me from all directions. I tried to push it away, telling myself it was just the exhaustion, the job. But the call had been different. There was something unsettling in Lily's voice, something that didn't belong. At some point, I got up, needing a break. My thoughts were running in circles. I stood by the window, staring out into the dark street. The clock ticked on, each second louder than the last. The city seemed dead. Then came the buzz. A text message. I pulled out my phone, the screen flickered to life, and the name at the top sent a chill down my spine. Lily. The message was short, simple. You let me in? I froze. My mind raced. What did that mean? Was this a prank? I checked the time. It was 4:47 a.m. I hadn't heard the phone ring. Before I could process it, I heard something. A faint noise, like a soft scrape against the door. I turned to face it. My heart pounded in my chest. As I slowly approached, the door was closed, locked, just as it had been for hours, but the feeling of being watched, it was undeniable. I backed away, trying to steady my breathing, but I couldn't shake the sensation that something, or someone, was standing just beyond the threshold. I glanced at the phone again. There was another message. I unlocked it, hands shaking. The screen showed the same name. Lily. I'm right behind you. I whipped around, my body freezing in place. There, standing at the door, was Lily. Her eyes were black. Blacker than anything I'd ever seen. Her skin pale, her expression blank. She held a knife in her hand, its blade gleaming in the dim light of the room. I couldn't speak. The air seemed thick with something wrong, something unnatural. I took a step back, but the door slammed shut behind me. I was trapped. Lily didn't move, didn't speak. She just stared at me, her empty black eyes reflecting nothing but an endless void. My hand went for the phone again, but the screen was black now, completely dark. I tried to say something, to move, but the words caught in my throat. Everything inside me screamed to run, to fight, but my body wouldn't obey. I glanced around the room. Nothing made sense. The air was suffocating, the walls seemed to close in on me. A low, guttural whisper filled the air, one I couldn't understand, but it sounded almost like my own name. My legs were shaking, but I couldn't stop staring into those black eyes. Then, the phone vibrated in my head. I had a screen flicker back on. "You're mine now." The door behind me creaked open. The last thing I saw was Lily's face slowly shifting into something grotesque, her mouth curling into a smile. And then, darkness